Hi, it's me, Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be picking my July TBR, and I wanted to do a game to help me pick the books. So I've decided to bring back Becca's Bookopoly Monopoly game to select my picks. So I'm excited to play and see what comes of it and what books I get put on my TBR. I do have some books in mind that I would like to try to get on the board, but we'll talk about them if I get the chance to pick them, and if I don't, I'll just add them on at the end. I still desperately want to create my own TBR game, but until then, we can take advantage of some of the really fun games that are already out there online. So let's just get started. So I have the board down in front of me. Let me just show you what the board looks like, okay? And then I'll tell you kind of the rules. Here's the board. I printed this out a long time ago when she had her Bookopoly the last time, and I colored it in because I couldn't print it in color. And I have this cute little cat token that we're gonna be using. I have my 2 die, and then this is the chance cards that have random books on them. So if we land on a chance square, we'll pull from here. And then I have the community shelf, which is extra prompts if I land on that square. So I'm gonna roll 5 times. If I roll a double, I have to add another roll, AKA another book, to my TBR. So let's just jump into it. It's pretty self-explanatory. So here's my first roll. 7, a 3 and a 4. So let's move 7 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are the chances of that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We landed on the chance square, so I have to pull a chance card. Let me just shuffle these up a little bit and pick a random one. I'm scared. Beartown. So I ended up having to pick Beartown. This is a book by Fredrik Backman. He is a Swedish, I believe. I forget off the top of my head right now. Sweden, yeah. He is a Swedish author, and I absolutely love the way he tells stories. I loved his book, Anxious People is one of my all-time favorite books, and I also really enjoyed A Man Called Ove. Would definitely recommend those 2 books. And actually, A Man Called Otto, the Americanized movie of his book, was also pretty good, and I would recommend that also. But yeah, this is a story about a small town in Sweden, I imagine. And the community really surrounds this ice hockey team. And then I think there's some kind of like incident with a young woman, and maybe she's murdered, I don't know, but something happens and it like rocks the community. And I'm sure it's gonna be really, really sad and heartfelt and character driven. So I have tried to read this in the past, but I wasn't in the mood to be sad. So now it's forcing me to read it, but also it's like wintry and it's summer now. So now I'm reading this really wintry book in summer, but I have been kind of in the mood to cry because Eliza has been reading really sad books. And I'm like, man, I just want to have a good cry too. So not mad at it, and excited to finally continue on with my Fredrik Backman journey. I want to read like his entire backlist. So yay. All right, here we go for roll number 2. What is that? 9, 5, and a 4 is 9 spaces. So here we go with my little kitty. We were just on chance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Favorite trope. Ooh, okay. Okay, so for this one, I landed on favorite trope, and now I gotta figure out what my favorite trope is. Actually, I know what I could use for this. So I love mates and like mate bonds and mated pairs and like everything about that, and it's perfect because I really want to read Obsession. This is the first book in the Mate Game series, and my friend Maggie has been raving about this series like nonstop. She's doing some kind of read along for like the whole series on Discord and stuff. I'll link her video all about it if you want to check it out, and I'm desperate to catch up because I'm a little bit behind already. So I promised her I would read this in July, so I'm so excited that I get to put this on my TBR. I don't know that much about it, but let me check so I can tell you. Okay, I don't think I realized this, but I'm pretty sure this is polyamorous, so it's paranormal, it has werewolves. I think it's like a werewolf female main character, and in the past she rejected her werewolf mate for some reason, I don't know why. and she's off to university or something, and there are these other paranormal guys. It says a vampire prince, a forbidden priest, a powerful demigod, and a bully wolf, which I assume is her rejected mate. And it sounds like a fun time. I know the audiobook is supposed to be really, really good because of the accents in it and stuff, but like I don't know how to get access to the audiobook without buying it on Audible, and like Audible is like weird to me and I don't want to subscribe to them. But maybe I could get it on Chirp or something. I don't know. I might just have to read it with my eyeballs, and just Maggie might be a little disappointed, but I'm very excited to finally get to that and be in the hype with the group and the excitement for this series. Okay, here we go. Roll number 3. 6 plus 2 is 8. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see what this says. Color wheel. Shit, I don't remember what that's for. How does that work? I don't recall. You know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna spin a color wheel and we'll just see what color it is, and maybe I can pick a book with that color, and we'll just keep it simple. I'm not gonna look up the rules. I'm gonna pop up the color wheel so you guys can see. Let's spin the wheel. Just full of rainbow colors. Purple. Okay, what do I have that's purple? Oh no, I cannot do that right now. I can't do that either. Damn it. Okay, I have purple books. Like I have The Obelisk Gate, which is the second one in the Broken Earth trilogy, but I'm not ready to read that yet. I also have, what is that? The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. Oh gosh, I'm pretty sure it's called Burning God. That's purple, but I'm not ready to read that either. I kind of want to binge those series, and I don't want to commit to doing that in July. Anything else that's purple? Ooh. Let me check my Kindle. What do I have checked out on Kindle Unlimited? Okay, let's do this. Okay. All right, so I've decided to pick The Gargoyles Captive by Katie Robert. This is the 3rd book in her, I don't know, what's it called? A Deal with the Demon series. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed the first one. The Dragon's Bride. Didn't really like the second one at all, which was, I don't know, the fishy one. I forget. But this one should be better than the second one, and I'm excited to continue on with that series. And it's purple-ish. It's pretty purple. It's like kind of gray, purpley. I think it's good enough. So I'm gonna go with that. So this is about these human women that were very unhappy in the human world for whatever reason, so they make a deal with a demon, and then he pretty much auctions them off to these different monsters in a separate realm. So far we've been with the dragon, we've been with the Kraken-y type guy, I forget what it was. Yeah, I think it was a Kraken, and then now we're on to the gargoyle and the woman he picked at the auction. And it's their love story, so I'm very intrigued, and it's gonna be pretty short, so it should be a fun, easy ride. So, yay! All right, let's keep going. Okay, here's roll number 4. 3, what a low stakes number here. Got 1, 2, 3. And the prompt is features a mystery. Okay. Okay, so surprisingly, I have 2 options that I'm really excited about to pick for a book that has a mystery in it. The first one is a thriller, and I don't usually read thriller, but it just sounded so funny. I picked it up off Book of the Month, and that's She Started It. Just the title alone sounds hilarious. Like, I feel like I tend to pick up thrillers where I think I'm gonna be amused. Like, the only other one I picked up recently was Sign Here, and I thought it was gonna be funny. I don't know if this is actually supposed to be funny, but just come on. She Started It? That's the title? That's hilarious. So this story is about a group of women that used to be really close, I imagine, but they've drifted apart, and one of the women is getting married. The rest of the group hasn't seen her in a really long time, but this woman that's getting married invites them out to like a private island, and she wants them to be her bridesmaids. And they're like, okay, well, let's just go. I mean, this woman's rich. We might as well see what the deal is and just enjoy a vacation or something. And then they don't realize what they've gotten themselves into. It gets dark and mysterious, and people probably start dying. So there's definitely mystery in this, and I'm very excited to give it a try. I don't know what the vibes are gonna be, but I'm still excited about it. So I might pick this one. I might just put on my TBR, even though I really don't read that fast. But then the other mystery that I desperately need to read this year, it's a highly anticipated read from me. Like, it's a 5-star prediction, and I've just been putting it off because that pressure of it being 5 stars kind of scares me. But it is on like my 23 books to read in 2023, I believe, and that is The Devil and the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. He is the author of The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which was another one of my ultimate favorite books I've ever read. So I really want to read this too, but like, it's a chonky boy. It's a chonky boy. Though actually, I mean, it's competing with Jade War right now with almost 500 pages. So maybe it's like manageable, but I'm just like want to love it so bad that I'm scared to read it. If I don't read it, like, it's just never gonna get done, right? And it's already July. So this is gonna be on my, I'll probably do this one actually. I'm gonna prioritize this one officially for this selection for mystery book for my TBR, and then I'll have this one on deck if I have the time, which I probably won't. But I'm still excited about both of those books. We're on to the last roll, and let's hope it's on a double. Okay, so here we go for roll number 5. We've got a 4 and a 5, which is 9. Let's go 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chance card again? What are the chances of that? Okay, so I landed on chance card again somehow, so let's shuffle them up and see what I get. I can't believe I like don't have that much freedom in selecting the books, because I have 2 books here on the side that I am fairly confident are not in this chance deck, and I still have to read them for July. And I am such a slow reader. God, so cruel, so cruel. Okay. Give this another little move around shuffle. Let's pick one. Try this one. Oh, Bunny. Okay, it's a book I already read. Oh, sorry, that's cheating. I don't want to pick that one now because I already saw it. Okay, so I picked Bunny, but I've already read that, so discard, throw it out. Okay, let's pick a different one. Animal Farm. Ooh, okay. All right, so for this roll, I landed on chance and I picked Animal Farm. So I'm really interested in this. This has not been on my priority TBR, like, at all. But like, why not pick it up? It's so short. It's like less than 100 pages. And I'm pretty sure it might have vegan energy or like just sympathy towards animals, or like maybe it's like Big Brother energy. I don't really know. And I could just be making that completely up. I do not know if that's accurate at all, but I will find out because I'm gonna read it in July. And I really love this edition I have. I think it's pretty cool. It's like a hand shadow puppet kind of thing. It says, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. It looks like it's a story about a downtrodden society of overworked, mistreated animals and their quest to create a paradise of progress, justice, and equality. And it seems to talk about totalitarianism, and it seems to talk about totalitarianism and oppression. So I'm excited to see what I take from this from a societal view, and it's really short, so happy to add it on. So those are 5 to 6 books that I've talked about already, but I have 2 more books I need to read in July that like are mandatory. So I have She Who Became the Sun, which I 1000% need to read in early July. This is for my IRL book club here in my apartment building, and I have not started it yet. I'm sure you've seen this book before, but it is a Mulan kind of retelling with a bit of Song of Achilles. Like, those are the comparisons that are drawn, and it's focused around this young woman who's destined to not really have any impact or meaningful destiny, but her little, I think it was her little brother, but her brother is destined to be like this great warrior or hero or whatever. But then her brother dies of like sickness or something when he's young, and she takes over his identity. And then you're like, oh, this destiny that was for the brother is probably really for her because she's stolen his identity and is pretending to be a boy. And it just sounds so interesting. And I bought this book so long ago, like before the paperback was out. And it's one of those things, again, where I really, really want to love it. I want to give it like at least a really high 4 stars, like hopefully a 5-star, because I just really vibed with the synopsis. And because of that, like I've been scared to pick it up. So I recommended this to my IRL book club, so I'm glad they were interested in it because it's gonna force me to finally read it. So I hope I love it, but I'm sure I will. And it also has sapphic elements in it too, if you are intrigued by that. So yes, I really need to get to this. I need to read this by like July 10th. So wish me luck. And then on top of that, I have this book. This is The Good Left Undone by Adriana Trigani. So my mom's in a book club and they were doing some kind of like event. They were at some kind of event, and one of the women in the book club won in a raffle this chance to go to New York City and meet with this author, Adriana, like in her home somewhere, like in West Village or something, and discuss this book. So there was a bunch of seats available, so she invited all the women in the book club that my mom's a part of, and they had an extra spot, and they invited me to come along. So I'm very excited to read this, meet the author, discuss it with my mom and her friends and this author. So it should be really, really cool. And I already live in New York, so it's an easy enough commute. I don't know that much about it, but I'm pretty sure it's a World War II story about family and the impacts of it. I don't really know, but I don't really need to know that much about it. I'm definitely going to be annotating this book so that way I can go in prepared for the discussion, and hopefully it's a fun time. So I have to read this. The event is on the 13th of July, so I have to also read this in the beginning half of July. So I've got a lot to do. And on top of that, I'm in the middle of reading A Ship of Bones and Teeth, which is like my secondary IRL book club pick. Like, it's not officially picked for my IRL book club, but I was like, oh, if we want to like just read a romance together on the side, like here's a recommendation, and they were down for that as well. So I started that, and I haven't finished it. I'm currently filming this on June 29th, and I really want to finish it in June so I can count it for my Once Upon a Readathon challenge. Or points. I just want to put it to points to that. But I think if I get at least 30% of the way through, or maybe even 50% of the way through any of the books in June that I'm in the middle of, I can still count it. So good to know. So I'll probably still count it even if I don't finish it. But that may spill over into July. Hi, I'm popping in because I'm editing this video right now, and I just filmed it a couple hours ago, but somehow I had like the biggest brain fart and forgot to mention my Being Book Club pick for July, which is Jade Legacy. So I also have to read this huge chunky monkey in July. So that's 9 books now on my TBR. If you don't already know, I'm reading this entire trilogy. I started it in May. I'm reading it with some of my friends. We're going to have live shows and stuff about it. And this is just the continuation of this epic story. I'm in the middle of Jade War right now, so I don't know what's going to happen in this one, but I feel like the third one is a lot of people's favorites. And the books just get longer and longer. This is like 700 pages. How did I forget this? But yeah, adding that on, even though I kind of forgot to mention it in the other clips. But when I don't mention it, just remember it's actually really in the list, okay? Bye. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Wish me luck on this stack here. This is 6 books here, and then I have the 2 digital ones, which makes it 8. And 8 is reasonable for me, but I'm not the best at reading physical books. I'm a bit slower when it comes to reading physical books because then I have to like sit in the living room late at night with a light on, and I'd rather read on my Kindle in the dark. But I'm gonna do my best to complete this TBR. Again, I hope you found this video entertaining. If you did, please feel free to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it, and it definitely helps out my channel. And if you wanna stay in touch with me anywhere else, you can find me on Instagram at being.daphne. It's all linked down below. And I also have my Being Book Club Discord if you want to join and chat with me there. I'm still reading the Greenbone Saga trilogy, so you can join in the discussion if you would like. But that's all I have for now, and I will catch you in another video. Bye!